Hello and welcome to the Tuesday live stream. This is the 21st episode on this channel. My name is Igor and we are focusing on the Shikigami IDE. This is the Agentic IDE where you can manage multiple agent sessions, Cloud Code and Codex. Codex we added recently, and now we are working on improving the editor area, which is right here, to bring more features, especially for PHP, TypeScript and JavaScript. This is what we are focusing on, and we are also tweaking and improving here and there small things, sidebars, databases, connections, and the overall developer experience around working with agents, multiple agents, and as well the editor area. So okay, let's take a look at our board as we usually do. A quick look. So that's the situation. The last time we worked on a few things. I'm gonna show you them in a minute. But before that, let's take a look at what is in to do. So in planning, this is a split view mode. That's what you see here. So the agent is now transforming the specification that we worked on last time into an implementation plan. There is also a scheduled round of reviews. So let's give it some time. And there are also a few smaller things in the to-do column. There are also two bugs. One of them, the GPG signing support. Well, it looks like first we have to implement the GPG configuration, and then I guess that one will be solved. But okay, and not everything at once. So first we're gonna take care of the GPG configuration. First we're gonna build a view, then the logic. So the first thing will be to design it, and then maybe these two things that are related to MySQL databases integration. Let's start. But first I'm gonna show you quickly what we worked on last time. So here I have the application 0.23.1. That's the version. I released today a patch. So if you are using Shikigami, please don't forget to update it, because the recent patch contains fix for agents notifications. When they report that the job is done, there was a bug, there was an issue with sub-agents that were working within a session, and every sub-agent, when sub-agent finished the work, you received a notification. That shouldn't be the case, because we want to receive only notifications for things that are done by main agent, not by sub-agents. So that landed today. I also checked the Codex, the support for that and handling for Codex agent, and that should work as well. So please update the application to the recent version. But okay, so last time we worked on first thing is the default settings area. Before the update, you could only choose model and effort for Cloud. So now, because last week we added support for Codex, so now you can define default settings by choosing what agent is your default agent, and then a default model for that agent, and then default effort. So that is available. Then small improvement in the databases tab. Previously there was an add connection button down below. So now there are two new buttons. One is new, the other one is moved to the top of this area. So add connection, I move it to the top, but you already saw that. So this is the form where you can configure a connection. You can test it as well if you want. And one more thing, so we can test the connection, and then you can select which databases you want to include in your set of tables. And then there is another button, which is a refresh button, which allows you to refresh state of tables for all the connections that you defined here. Okay, so that's the second thing, and the third one is improvement for the Git selector, Git branches selector. Now it is reporting with notifications when an action is successful or not. So once you click on a button, like for example the fetch button, then there is a toast down in the bottom right corner with information if an action was successful or not. And also these buttons, the pull and push, now includes a number of commits that you are about to pull or push. Yeah, small improvements here and there, but very helpful. And the last thing will be the Git history button. It's now shared across the editor space and the agentic coding space. You don't have to go to the editor to learn what is the state of the history. You can do it from the left sidebar in both views. And of course there is a terminal area, and a small improvement here. Buttons are now bigger and it's easier to use them. So again, a small improvement, but very useful. Okay, so so what you see now is a session for an agent that is taking care of creating an implementation plan for a split view. So split view we designed the last time. If you would like to know how we did it, then please take a look at the previous session. So for now let's focus on next things. That will be a GPG key settings, and I would like to edit somewhere here a new section. We should add a new section here, maybe below appearance. It doesn't matter, we can always move it later to reorganize. We can always reorganize things later, but for now let's add it below the appearance, and it should be a button. Once you click on a button, there is a form and you can choose key that you would like to use to sign your commits. Yeah, so you click and then you add, and also there should be any information next to the button on the right side or on the left side. It depends how we design it, with information if there is a key configured already. And let's start from that. So I'm gonna create a new work tree for that, and as you can see, my default agent is Claude, my default model is Opus 1 million, then the effort is high, and that's my typical setup when I work on features or bugs or whatever. It works well. This is my preference. It's not a sponsored video, of course. We do here things for free. The only investment we do is our own time, and that's it. So if you like it, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and if you use Shikigami, if you like it, please let me know in the comments section. If you have ideas how we can improve it during our live streams, please as well put a comment or consider joining our Discord server. The link is in the description, and as well I will add it later to the comments section. But okay, without further delay, let's go. So a new agent, configure GPG key. So this is the form. This is our form where we can define an agent. So you already know that, but there is also a label. You can as well rename it later if a scope of the session will change. You can go to the left sidebar, then double click on the label with a name, and then you can rename it. Like this, for example, it's gonna be renamed if in both places. Okay, so now it's time to give it a prompt. So the first thing will be the design. we have to confirm where we want to put the configure button, then label, and then how the form should look like. So let's start from that. Then we move into spec phase, and then from the spec phase to writing a plan. That's our usual flow. That's how we work here, and so far it works well. So let's start. I want you to add a new section above the About Shikigami section. Yeah, so that's what we want to do. We want to add a new section. So the section will be created for users if they want to configure a GPG key that they will use to sign their commits. And I want you to start from designing a new button with a label next to it with information if there is a key already configured, what's the name of the key. If there is no key, then we should show an information, a label that there is no key configured, of course. So once a user click on a button, I want you to show a modal with a selector. We have to detect if there are any keys available. Then show a selector input where user can decide which one would like to choose. Then hit save. Once a user clicks save, it means that that's the key that they would like to use. We also should include a clear button that will remove that GPG key from our configuration. So the first thing I want you to start from is to design new section plus form, and I want you to spin up a localhost server to show us designs for all these new things. Okay, so let's start from that and see what's the result. And there is a third thing I would like to start today as well with you. This is an option to have a read-only connections for databases. So right now this isn't supported, and I would like to have an option, a checkbox somewhere here. Once you check it and save, any write or update operations should be blocked. Only selects basically. And it may be useful, especially if you have if you have a database that, for example, that is a production database, and you use a local environment to connect and read data from it, and you want to be sure that no writing will happen. That's why I would like to add it, and yeah, let's do it. Yeah, this is an important thing. So the scope of the GPG signing will be narrowed to the current workspace that you are in, which is the local git config will be updated for you. Yeah, this is correct per project. Okay, so let's start the first session. I want you to extend the connection configuration form and add there a read-only checkbox. So the first thing is to design it, and I would like you to show me by using a localhost server, show me a design of it. I want to see where you put the checkbox and how it behaves. And then we're gonna move forward, and we have to prepare an implementation plan to support the read-only checkbox in our logic for connections. And then the question is, if you need research, if you need that, please run sub-agents to verify how our library would support the read-only connections. And then then please let me know, and I will decide what we're gonna do next. Yeah, so we already use a library for connections with MySQL, so it would be great if agent would learn how it works and if we can prevent or we can block state changes with MySQL connection. Let's verify that. So let's give it a time. But okay, the first thing it will do is to explore the current state, and this is fine. Maybe we could actually start from that and then move into designing, but it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter that much in this case. The scope is anyway not too wide, which is great. So let's see how it works. Okay, so I want you to research on this because I'm not sure which way is the best one. What are best practices around MySQL libraries that we are using? So please let me know. Please research that, and then let me know how it should be implemented actually, because I am pretty sure that parsing queries isn't the best way. Yeah, so as you saw, the first option was the one with detecting, parsing the console queries, because we have a console. I will show you that in a minute. So the first idea was to parse it. I don't believe that this is actually the greatest thing, because it's easy to miss something, especially if a query is complex. Then what we prepare might be not maybe too fragile and too weak to prevent savings or updates. So let's wait for the result of this research. Okay, so it said that it's okay to have it per connection read-only mode. If that's the case, we can start with that and then verify if this is really enough. And we have a mockup for the GPG form. Let's take a look at it. Okay, let me show you. Okay, you should see it pretty well. So that's the design. Yeah, and this is the signing key, and then yeah, you can choose. Of course, this isn't real. and then clear. Yeah, okay, so I like it. I think it's fine. We can switch even theme. Okay, this is good. Yeah. Okay, it even prepared a state where there are no keys, so I like it as well. Okay, I like it, so now I want you to switch to preparing a spec for it. Yeah, and then later we're gonna proceed with a plan. And when we move to the phase, for the planning phase, we're gonna also run sub-agents to verify the state of the code base and then what is the best approach to add this feature. And hello chat, nice to have you here. There is one more thing I would like to clarify with the read-only checkbox. Because, yeah, let me show you. So, here is the list, this is the list of connections, yeah? Then you click on a connection, you see a database, you can extend it even further. Okay, the Docker isn't running, but doesn't matter. Here you should see a list of tables. And then there is a new query button. And here you can type a query that you would like to run on the selected database. And I would like to clarify and verify one more time that the read-only checkbox, or actually the query console respects the checkbox. I want to confirm that. I would like to confirm if we already have a mechanism that binds a query to a connection, because if we add a checkbox on a connection level, then do we have a mechanism and logic to understand that a query console actually comes from a specific connection, and that connection might have the protection turned on. And I'm curious, if you are users of Shikigami application, then please let me know if you already used the database area, how it works for you. For now, it is pretty simple. You can list tables, then go into tables and then take a look at the content of tables, and but we are working on extending that. But anyway, I would like to know if you like it or not. I think I will also add a, well, for sure we will try to add it soon, an edit option. If you click on a cell within a table, then you should be able to update this specific cell and then apply changes. So this should be a two-steps process. So the first step is that you visually can modify data that you see, and then actually you apply them with a nice graphical representation that, okay, that row was changed or that row was changed, and then you have to apply if you want to preserve the state. But okay, that is for the future. So let's take a look again at the checkbox agent. Okay, thank you. Yeah, one more thing, there is an option to maximize. So as you can see now we have only 3 agents. There were sessions that we had 5 or 6, I don't remember exactly. And it's then become pretty messy, and it's hard to read what is happening within sessions. But at any point in time you can click on the third button right here and here and here. Yeah, each agent has a label, and on the left side and on the right side there are action buttons. So the last one is the one that brings session to the front for better reading, and that's what we're gonna do now with the checkboxes agent. Let me now read what is the response. Okay, so if that's the case, it says that the binding exists. So I was pretty sure that it is in place, but I wanted to confirm that before we move on. And okay, so we have a confirmation, so let's continue now. Okay, so if this is confirmed, now I want you to move to the spec phase and prepare a spec. Then later we're gonna do plan phase, but before that let me know when the spec is ready. Okay, and the GPG form is ready as well to proceed to the next phase and the split view. Let me take a look at it. So the plan is ready and there are reviews done as well. Okay, so this is gonna be the first thing that we're gonna start working on today. So let's do it. But let me take a look how many tasks there is. 11, okay. Could you please confirm if we have milestones included in the plan? Ah yeah, I think there are. So C1 and C2, but let's wait for the confirmation. Dear chat, if you are here, if you are listening, please let me know if there is something that you work on with your agents. I would like to know what are you cooking, what is your side project, or maybe not side project if you have more time than me, because yeah, for those who are new and information, so I have a regular 9 to 5 commitment, I have a regular job, so unfortunately I don't have as much time as I would like to have to work on Shikigami. But anyway, I'm open for your feedback, so please let me know in the comments section if you use Shikigami, maybe you tried it and you have thoughts on it. Please let me know. Okay, and we have milestones. No, we don't have milestones, but we have okay, we could have. Okay. So could you please keep that mapping in memory for the time when we're gonna implement this? Because maybe it doesn't make sense to edit the file again if we just can move on. And yeah, so it will save. So okay, if that's the case, then let's go. Okay, good. So I want you to run the sub agent driven mode for that implementation, and after each milestone I want you to run code review and architecture review with our Shikigami architecture agent. I've added it recently. It is adjusted to the architecture that we have in the application, that because I want to follow the best practices and the split between layers and components. This is crucial for the future maintenance. So yeah, that's why we have a dedicated agent, and then The default model is Sonnet, so for the final review I want to run the agent with Opus. Let's try it. I mean, let's give it an instruction. So at the end, I want you to run code review, architecture review by Shikigami architecture agent, but for that final review, I want you to run the Shikigami agent with Opus model, and as well a third review from a QA sub-agent. Okay, and the GPG form. Okay, so the mockup server is still running, so it should close it. We will tell it in a minute, but then, so we have a spec. Okay. Okay, so I want you to stop this server, and then we're gonna proceed with creating the implementation plan. But before that, I want you to run sub-agents to verify the code base. And then with help from them, I want you to prepare an implementation plan. And also after the implementation plan is ready, I want you to run a code review on it. Okay, good. So if that's the case, I want you now to proceed with the next phase and prepare an implementation plan, but please make sure that you run code review and the Shikigami architecture agent review once the plan is ready. Okay, so they are all busy, and this is great. We're not gonna have this today live stream as long as we usually do. Unfortunately, I don't have that much time today, but at least I wanted to start some tasks and push the development of the application forward. So okay, they are busy. And in the meantime, I would like to remind you, we have a Discord server. The link is in the description. I share their releases, what is included in a release. There is also a bug channel dedicated for Shikigami. If you use it, if you find that something doesn't work as expected, please let me know either in the comments section if you don't have Discord, but if you have, then please join our server, and there we can communicate and work on Shikigami together. And there is one more thing I actually would like to share with you, so maybe I think you noticed that. Let me show you. Where is the example of it? I don't see it now. Let me take a look here, maybe. And no, not yet. Okay, but I mentioned that 2 agents that I have a dedicated Shikigami architecture agent, and this is something I can recommend for you. It will be useful if you work on a project. If you work on a project, on an application, web application, mobile application, that doesn't matter. But if you do, Then, of course, you can rely on general purpose agents that are provided by, in this case, Claude. But you can as well create your own that are more suitable to your use cases. There is a built-in function. Let me show you. There is a built-in function in Claude. So let me start a new session to show you. So no, not a sub-agent, but a dedicated agent. Yeah, just for testing purposes, I'm gonna create a new worktree for that. We're gonna remove that. But with so if you have a session, then you hit / button and you have access to skills, but not only skills, also other things like built-in functions to Claude. And one of them is agents. Once you click on it, yeah, you can take a look at the library of your agents, and then you can as well define a new one. And the wizard will guide you through steps like what is the scope of an agent, what you expect from an agent, and yeah, basically these two, at least these two. And that allows you to create agents that will focus on a specific thing, on a specific area in the software development. Oh yeah, so now we have an example here. Blue label is the Shikigami architecture reviewer. That's the agent that I've created. Yeah, so there is a third step. So you can decide what is the color of the label, but that's not the most important thing. But yeah, you can do it as well. So for the software development purposes, it's good to have dedicated agents for reviewing. Then you can decide what an agent should review, if this is a code, if it should focus on a code aspect of your features or fixes or whatever you do, or maybe architecture or maybe QA side. You can also add implementers, testers. Okay, sorry, but I think I lost you for a second or two. Connection issue. But anyway, that leads to. Okay, this. Sorry, let me take a look at the split view. So that one is working. That one as well. But the second one is off. Let me try to revive it. Oh no, unfortunately we lost the split view guy. Let me add another session in this work tree. That can happen, of course. Ooh. Okay, let's try to resume the work. We were working on a split view feature, and unfortunately, because of internet outage, the agent that we're working on it unexpectedly failed. So I want you to verify what is the state of the implementation. We've created an implementation plan and we started working on the implementation. So please verify what is there so far. Please take a look at the comments and let me know what is the state. Okay, I think that one is unfortunately gone forever. Yeah, okay, and that reminded me exactly that there is a bug with sessions. Whenever there is a change in grid view. So let me add an agent that should take care of that. And I even have a ticket for that. Let me take a look. I will move it into the in progress column. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna give it a prompt and let's wait if there is any result. I want you to verify what is the reason for losing content of a second session that is always a second session in our grid view of agents. Whenever I remove an agent like a third one or a fourth one and there is a change in the grid view of agents, unfortunately the second session is always getting out of the content. I mean, the content disappears and the agent is still in the working or the online mode. The session is still alive, but I have to wait until the next step will happen in the agent workflow, and then we see the content back again. So please verify what is the issue here, but I don't want you to use systematic debugging in this case. I want you to proceed with a regular flow. You can run sub agents as well to verify what is the state of the code base, and maybe it will help you that it always happened to the second session window. So you see, things like this will happen, especially if you move fast. That might be more of them and more issues. But yeah, that's the natural part of software development. Even if you develop by yourself, as we used to do in the past, then it won't prevent you from it won't prevent bugs from happening, basically. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like the split view was implemented in about 70. No, so only the task number 1 is 70% done. Could be because we just started. Okay. Yeah, so I want you to continue with that task, and I want you to run code review after each milestone. Please figure out what the milestones might be. And I also want you to run final code review and final architecture review with the Opus model by a Shikigami architecture agent. So the default agent for the Shikigami architecture agent is the default model, is Sonnet, but I want to run the final review with Opus because it's more it's better in the more complex work, especially in coding. By the way, the last live stream, there was a question about, from one of the viewers, there was a question about a difference between interface and an abstract class, and actually I started thinking a bit about it, and maybe we should ask ourselves a question, especially if you are a Vibe engineer or a Vibe coder, doesn't matter. I don't see that much of a difference anyway, because our goal is to create an application, and maybe the experience level is different between a person that we would describe or we would name a Vibe coder and Vibe engineer, but that doesn't matter. Let's not get into it. But I started wondering if we should even focus on these things today, when agents are capable of doing more complex work, and they've made a big progress if you compare it to what the result and what the output was in the past and what they can produce now. But of course you have to take a look at them, you have to guide them. But anyway, the question is if we should focus that much on details in the best approach in programming. Yeah, if you have thoughts, please let me know in the comment section, maybe, because I would like to learn what you think about it. There are two sides, I guess, that are sometimes, from time to time, they are fighting with each other, that AI is only generating crappy code, and there are other people that believes that this is the greatest tool, because at the end it doesn't matter what is inside. Well, I believe quality and product, the final product, both things are important, because you want to maintain your code, maintain your application in the long run, I believe. So then the boundaries in architecture and best practices are helpful. But of course, I would like to learn what you think about it. If you want to share your thoughts on it, please do it. Okay, and before we finish, let's start working on the read-only checkbox. We have a plan. It was reviewed, which is great. So now it's time to write some code. Okay, great. So now I want you to run this agent-driven approach, and I want you to run code review after each milestone. And then at the end, once everything is done, I want you to run a final code review and an architecture review. Please use Shikigami architecture reviewer for that. This is important. Okay, guys, so thank you for joining today. And I would like to say thank you to all my subscribers, because this is the 21st live stream. Another milestone achieved, so thank you for all your comments and support. Don't forget to consider joining our Discord server, and yeah, see you next time. But let's take a last look at the state. So we have three features in progress. There is also a bug, and the bug is I think it's still in an exploration state. So I'm gonna wait a bit, and then I will take a look at the findings. Okay, but wait. Okay, there is already something. There are 3 options. Okay, I'm gonna read them later. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining. Thank you, chat, for the activity. It's always nice to be here with someone. And yeah, have a nice day, have a nice evening, and see you next time. Bye bye.